This footage shows Korean laborers and soldiers in Japanese uniforms, seemingly compliant. But was this truly their choice? Under Japan's colonial rule, Koreans faced systemic oppression designed to erase their autonomy. From 1910, Japan dismantled Korea's sovereignty, setting the stage for forced mobilization. The illusion of voluntary service masked a reality of coercion and violence. Japan's colonial rule over Korea was built on laws designed to strip Koreans of their rights. The 1910 Annexation Treaty erased Korea's sovereignty, and subsequent policies confiscated land, suppressed language, and banned political dissent. By the 1930s, Korea was a resource pool for Japan's empire, its people treated as expendable labor. This systemic oppression made resistance nearly impossible. In 1938, Japan introduced the National Mobilization Law, a tool to legally enforce forced labor. Its vague clauses allowed arbitrary conscription. Koreans could be drafted for mines, factories, or military service without consent. Amendments expanded its reach, targeting even women and children. This law wasn't just policy, it was a weapon of mass coercion. Families were torn apart as men were forcibly taken. Elderly parents wept as sons vanished into labor camps. Children grew up without fathers. Those who resisted faced imprisonment or worse. The mobilization wasn't just a policy, it was a trauma inflicted on every Korean household. Survivors recall the screams of mothers as officials dragged their children away. Labor camps were death traps disguised as workplaces. Koreans toiled in mines and factories under brutal conditions. 12-hour shifts, starvation rations, and constant beatings. Many collapsed from exhaustion. Others died untreated. Guards punished dissent with torture. This wasn't employment. It was slavery under Japan's imperial machine. By the 1940s, Japan forced Koreans into military service. Volunteer quotas were enforced through threats. Families who refused lost rations or faced arrest. Korean soldiers were often used as cannon fodder, sent to the war's deadliest fronts. Their deaths were recorded as honorable, but there was no honor in coercion. Japan's propaganda framed mobilization as a patriotic duty. Schools taught loyalty to the emperor. Newspapers glorified voluntary service. Koreans were bombarded with messages that resistance was treason. This psychological warfare ensured compliance, but beneath the slogans, fear ruled. Elders still recall the shame of chanting Japanese slogans. A few dared to resist. Farmers sabotaged equipment, soldiers deserted. Underground newspapers spread truth. But defiance meant death. Japan executed resistors publicly to crush hope. These acts weren't just bravery. They were proof that Koreans never accepted their fate. Yet their stories were buried by the regime. After the war, Korea's mobilization victims were forgotten. Mass graves went unnamed. Records were destroyed. Families searched for missing loved ones in vain. Japan's denial compounded the pain. No apologies, no reparations. The scars remain, etched into Korea's collective memory. This isn't just history, it's an open wound. We return to the first footage, now with context. These faces weren't volunteers. They were victims of a system designed to erase choice. Japan's colonial rule wasn't just occupation, it was structural violence. Remembering this truth isn't about blame, it's about justice. Their stories demand more than silence.